Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And this is going to be another video about racism with special emphasis on a type of thinking that precipitates racism, the bad kind, that is. I've made videos previously about how discrimination can be helpful and is actually indispensable in quality control, such as in hiring, where you want to give an opportunity every chance to see every applicant, but quality control by definition requires and involves some kind of discrimination. There's what's called healthy and prejudgmental discrimination. They're two different kinds. Not every form of discrimination is necessarily toxic or unfair. So I'm going to start with that, but I'm talking specifically about racism, and in particular a video that I saw. I'm not going to link it because I didn't find it helpful at all. The idea is actually kind of just, it's a stupid idea that barely makes sense, and I'm going to describe what I saw. This idea is that the person who made the video is posing the question of why, if Asians, that is, people of Asian descent from the Asian continent, look like Asians, they are Asians clearly, and the video says Asia is for them. Making a mental note of the choice of words here. Asia is for them, and there are African people who descend from Africa, who are obviously dark-skinned, and Africa is for them. Again, the same choice of words. Then why do liberals have such a hard time with Europe being for Europeans, that is, lighter-skinned people of European descent? There's a subtle trick here of words, and to say that a location is for someone implies that you have authority to tell that person where to go and what to do. Here's the problem. Just because someone is from a place doesn't mean you have a license to tell them to go to anywhere in particular. And this is the kind of logic that I've mentioned in other videos that escapes certain people who have what I call Boolean dyslexia. Boolean dyslexia. That's putting things in the wrong order or confusing the logical steps of a process or a statement such that it changes the nature of it or the truth of it. This is, you're going to find the basis for pretty much every type of harmful, prejudgmental racism that you come across. There's some misordering of steps or confusion of terms where a person is either thinking that they have a right to tell people what to do, where to go, and how to act, or who to be, or that because a large percentage of that person's race exhibits a characteristic, that person must also exhibit that characteristic. This is also known as correlation is not causation. You've probably heard this one. Correlation is not causation. They're two different things, but people confuse these. And I think that a lot of these mistakes begin as honest mistakes. I think they start as people being honestly and genuinely confused about something, and then due to miscommunication and other people who maybe have a better view being hostile towards them and angry towards them and critical of them, they stop communicating about it. So they become defensive, right? They take up a defensive stance, both, sometimes physically and also ideologically. They say, well, I don't want to discuss it anymore. I don't want to debate it because all you're doing is attacking me for being some kind of racist when I'm not trying to do anything wrong. And I think that these people, most of them, believe they're right. Furthermore, I think connected to that, most people believe they're right. And when you start with that understanding that the other person isn't necessarily trolling you, I mean, there's trolls, sure, but the vast majority of people, whether they're right or wrong, whether they agree with you or not, they think they're right. It helps to understand that because it gives you control. It gives you leverage. When you understand that a person believes that they're right about something, and you can figure out specifically where they went wrong and open a channel of communication, that's what we call diplomacy. That's what we call progress. That's what we call solving a problem. So there is a way. If you look at all conflict, break it all down. Take any example of conflict. It boils down to one of two factors, and that is scarcity, not enough of something, or miscommunication, misunderstanding of some kind of objective truth or facts or best practices. It's perhaps not measurable, therefore there's a disagreement, but that doesn't mean that there's no answer. Just because people disagree doesn't mean that there isn't a right answer about something. So you're either running out of something or it's been a miscommunication. And it helps to understand that, even and especially in cases where people are very confused about other people. It happens all the time. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.